So to level fund the commissioner, the corrections salaries, not including this conversion from part-time to full-time, what is the dollar amount? And it needs to be broken down because our spreadsheet is broken down.
Without the position?
Without the position.
It's as it's stated in the document dated February 26th. It was distributed and posted for wages full-time $1,358,503. Wages department manager $78,229.
Thank you. And Rep. Tilton?
I'll go the numbers. When we addressed, and I guess it was on February 19th, when we were addressing the proposals, proposals of revised budget from the commissioners, that page, I made the motion by going down their list, checking off the ones that we had already done, checking off the things that were changes in the revenue that we had not done, checking off the things that we had changed in the expenses that that we needed to change by motion. I marked that position, $52,000, new position with benefits, $52,000, and I marked $150,000 for the Medicaid increase. Those are the only two expenses that had not already been done. That night, before I made the motion, comparing the budget, and I'm looking at the last version I had before this week was dated February 8th. And this is the one I worked off to make that. The subcommittee total, bottom line, page 17, is $3,191,611.00. So we didn't make any changes that night, because I then commented, I don't need to include this one because it's already in the commissioner's budget. Commissioner's budget was 5,000 different, but I said let's not even address that. And we went through 3 changes in revenue, 1 change in expense based on the commissioner's revision. Yeah. So basically, I was going from your sheet on February 8th. Now, after they were included, after February 19th, you declined to give us an updated copy, so I kept working off this. I got a lot of pencil notes. Now, the one that you sent on February 26th, I haven't gone back to do anything. I just see there's a $52,000 difference, and we're talking about the same position, obviously. So the point is, we thought, based on your thing, we'd already addressed it. So that's why it didn't get put in the minute, didn't get included in that motion.
And I just have to say, because I remember that moment well,
Yeah.
because I sat here and asked no less than 3 times if you intended to leave the $52,000 in or out, and was it in your motion? And I was told I wasn't paying attention. So I'm just telling you that I believe there was an error made.
We didn't need to take another $52,000. We had the number. If you notice the number that we have now for corrections, the bottom line is $3,191,611, and that's the one that was there on February 8th, and it's still there. That's what we.
Right now, it's not in. And if you wanted it in, which we understood the intention was to have it in, it would need to be added. Instead, it's been taken out twice.
No, the intention was not to have it. It was the intention.
That's the minutes say.
Well, the intention was back in January. Yes, but as we were trying to get closer and we were looking at the commissioner's recommendations, we said, okay, we'll agree that that's one that should be, that we can't fund. But then we looked at this and it wasn't on there. It had already been taken out. So that's what we considered when we did incorporate a number of things of the suggestions. So the intent was there, and so the number that is included in tonight's motion for corrections is $3,191,611.
I mean, with all due respect, so I understand how you came to that number, But if your intention is to not fund that position and to level fund at the 2012 wages, your number is incorrect. It's incorrect by $52,000. I can provide all of the detail to show how we come to the 1.3 of full-time wages and the 78 for the corrections superintendent by position, but there is no new position in that number. I can't say it any more clearly, any more succinct. That does not include any new position, full-time to part-time.
Or part-time to full-time.
Correct, part-time to full-time.
I think our total number is the number that we're looking for. That was in the motion.
Okay.
Representative Burchell.
Would it make sense to increase the contingency fund by $52,000 in the event that what the finance officer is saying is correct? I don't think that we can properly go much further than what's going on tonight.
Thank you. Reverend Hewitt?
This happened on the 19th of February?
The 19th, I think, is when we discussed the commissioners.
And there was a motion made?
We did not include that in the motion for the other. We added revenue items and okay, and one expense, well, it was one expense in nursing home, it actually was 5 items within the nursing home.
That's the only motion that was made that night.
Yeah,
As far as the budget is concerned.
Yeah.
Right, except for the one relative to revenue. Got it.
and the point is, it wasn't made then because we thought, or I thought we had already included it by reading what the number was already on the print. So yes, and that was the caveat, I think, when Chairman first opened the budget, she mentioned that particular thing.
There is an amendment, are you making that as a motion?
I offered it
Representative
as
Burchell?
discussion.
Okay, there is discussion on the floor about putting the 52,000 in contingency as a, so that we can double check those figures, but at least it's in the budget. If the intention was certainly not to double take the dollar amount.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know exactly that.
Why are we putting it in contingency and not into the corrections budget?
Mike,
If I may, that's probably a good way to do it.
okay.
Was that answered? I
Yeah.
didn't hear.
If I may, what I said was, I don't think that we can go much further tonight. I think that Representative Tilton is still saying that he believes it's in there, and we've got good testimony that it's not. So that's why I discussed contingency.
Thank you. Did you?
I just want to, because we're going to be coming back every time we need to fix the budget, we're suggesting that you should know that by putting the 52,000 in the corrections budget, that's the only thing we can spend it on. So everybody here is hearing that that is the intention, that was always the plan, to increase that part-time position to full-time. And so to not put it where we all know it will be spent, just causes another meeting where we have to have this discussion again.
Oh, hold on a moment. I had to have misheard. Did you say that in these numbers, it increases that part-time position to full-time? That's, repeat what you
you're
just.
trying to trip me up on my
No,
words,
no, please repeat what you just said.
Okay, what I'm saying is the intention is to take a part-time employee and make them a full-time employee.
No, they don't have it.
No.
It's not
What
in
we're trying to
the,
avoid is the double dip.
Correct.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not in the commissioner, it's not in the delegation's budget. We are very clear on that. You just showed me the, so if I said the wrong thing, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. The intention we have, and I'm talking about Representative Burchell's offer to consider adding $52,000, but he suggested putting it in contingency. And then there was a question asked, why contingency when you know we're going to spend it in corrections? And so I'm trying to support that and suggest that that would be helpful and eliminate one additional meeting, possibly, when everyone in the room knows that we're going to spend it on corrections. And so I'm asking, I guess, that if you are intent on putting $52,000 back, which our jail would certainly appreciate and definitely needs, then I would ask that you put it in the corrections budget where we're going to spend it.
Let me restate so that the delegation understands. The amount that is in the commissioners, I'm sorry, in the distribution that was sent out to us is level funding the positions, all positions, and it does not change a part-time position to the full-time position. That was the $52,000 that was in the offering that the commissioners submitted as alternative options for the convention. Is that correct? And it's not in there. You're saying it's in there twice. We've taken out $52,000.
In yours, it's in there twice.
Twice. So the difference between...
Right, it's taken out twice.
And back to the beginning, we're saying the $52,000 is not in this budget that you have been looking at. Until tonight, when we heard that motion, it's $52,000 less than the budget that you've been talking about right along. And already, this delegation number of $1,358,000 does not include funding for the new position. And it appears that coincidentally, $52,000 has been reduced again, when we thought your intention was to fund that position.
So the salaries, now this is to Glenn, the salary line to level fund that would be $1,391,571.
Say that again.
To level fund the salaries without turning the part-time to a full-time, the amount in the full-time salary line is $1,391,571.
As it's stated on this document from February 26th, $1,358,503.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we add $52,000 to the contingency fund.
Okay.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. Any additional discussion?
I've already got a motion.
That gets added to, that would be my motion's on the floor.
Okay, hold on. Let me catch up here so I get it right. Senator Burchell. $52,000 for constituent, right?
$52,000, exactly.
Okay.
As long as it's contingency.
Yes.
Trying to get my head around. The numbers that Representative Tilden used, 15, 12, 6, 7, 86, 10, 9, 25, 8, 30, for a total of 26, 132, 616. Do those correspond to any document? Remember, the last meeting, I said, I don't want to vote on a budget I can't hold in my hand. And we requested that the commissioners present a budget. I recall we discussed having a column where the convention recommendations were, and that comes to a total. That document was put on the website, and that's the one dated February 26th. What I want to know is, if Representative Tilton's motion started adopting the budget, is that the budget that he's recommending that we adopt? How does the $26,132,616 square with the bottom line of the document dated February 26th that we asked for?
It's $52,000
Yeah.
less.
If we add the 52, they'll be exact.
Okay. Oh, I agree with that.
So there is a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any additional
Who
discussion?
seconded?
I bet you're gonna have a hand vote.
Yeah.
Frank, you second that?
The
Yes, I
motion
second
is
it.
to increase the budget by 62,000, 50. Excuse me. The motion on the floor is to increase the budget by $52,000. That money is to be added to the contingency as a result of perhaps that there is an error that has been discovered in this deliberation. Do we want to do a hand vote or do we want a roll call?
Well, if it's part of his amendment, do we have to do the roll call? Because I put it in,
Well, we gotta do the amendment first.
Amendment first.
well, okay, we can raise a hand on that, I suppose.
Okay, all in favor of the amendment as stated? That is unanimous.
Croc TV.